let me get this straight. Lord Jamar and Fat Joe are arguing over what?
Hey yo, Eeze!
Make it make sense. You mean to tell me that we've waited a half a century, approximately, to start arguing and beefing and debating about who started hip-hop or who was around at the time of its inception? What's the point? I have a bigger question though, because I think this would shed some light on what really matters. Let's just say we gave everyone the equal amount of equity in the sense that everyone was around at the same time. No, it's not possible, but let's just say that's the fact, right? What does that prove? Do we own anything? Guys are focused on nonsense. You don't even know the value of a stream. I'm gonna keep saying that. You don't know the value of a stream. No one solely owns a streaming company who looks like us. No ownership or CEOs in the top 3 companies within music. You constantly complain about the state of hip hop, the content, what's being pushed, agendas, the list goes on and on and on. But yet, you're beefing about who started it or who was around. You don't own anything. It doesn't matter who was there or who started it at this particular moment because we don't own it. You're arguing over crumbs. 50 years ago, these debates or discussions should have been had, right? About how we're gonna handle it, who's in control, what direction we're going in. A half a century later, grown men who have at least 3 decades in the culture are going back and forth about things that truly don't matter because this situation is so far gone to where the discussions that you have are just content at the moment. They mean absolutely nothing. Hip-hop has been sold, pimped, and violated time and time again. And you turn a blind eye to it. But you're gonna sit on the internet and complain and beef and come up with all these outlandish theories about who started it and who was around. And then you wanna have discussions and call people out for debates. All that's cool, but sometimes a debate isn't even necessary. Just be quiet. Sometimes that's the greatest skill set or tool that man possesses, to not say anything. Because you're gonna go back and forth and end up not being able to answer the very question that I'm asking. If everyone shared the same amount of equity as far as who was there at its inception, hip-hop, what does that mean going forward? Because we don't own any of it. And also, I think it's important that we state this. Last year was the 50th year of hip-hop, right? And I'm noticing the very people who complaining about not being recognized as the owners or being around or being pioneers. About 95% of y'all didn't celebrate 50 years of hip-hop in any way. No festivals, no tours, no shows. You didn't even do a block party for your neighborhood. Y'all just like to talk and run your mouths. That's it. What are you doing for the culture? How you putting on? I was there when it started. We was there when it started. We started it. All that's cool, but how are you feeding it? How? So next time you guys having these debates, think about what's the value of a stream? You can't answer it because you're not in those rooms. So who created it and who was there first? Sounds good, but what is it doing for us as a totality or in the totality? It's a question that I have because it makes no sense. And those who allow stuff like this to be stated on their platforms, I get it, clicks are a great thing, but you gotta be resistant in some way, right? You can't allow certain things to fly off and not double back and ask questions. Or sometimes just go back and edit it out, edit the situation out because it ain't even worth it. Who was there? Who started it? Who owns it? What's the value? We can't even do a true valuation of the company or the culture as a whole because we don't have no insight, no intel. We're not even in the rooms. Some may be in there, but when you start looking at the percentages, market share is so low in regards to who's in the room and what they look like that it doesn't even matter. So OGs, y'all gotta chill out, man. Try that for a moment. Stop talking, because you ain't talking about nothing. Who started hip hop? Yo, we're talking Masta, Eeze, and Marco Polo's Richmond Hill, released on January 26, 24. Let's get right to it. With regards to Masta Eeze, I think it's important to note that he's a legend, put his time in. Some people can be over the top as MCs or lyrical miracle, things of that nature, but I've always liked the fact that he's very cerebral. He's gonna think it through, give him a subject, and you're gonna get top level content or music or an experience. This album has a lot of subject matter, many different topics touched on, from hip hop integrity, financial wellness and wholeness, feel good joints, two-step vibes, various production styles. They even spoke on personal diet, like being plant-based. Let's take a song and break it down. Like, for instance, Life Music, which happens to be one of my favorite songs on the album. Masta Ace's ability to use his voice as an instrument is elite. This is why he has no whack albums. One of the best discographies in hip-hop history. If you don't believe me, do your homework. He understands melody and inflections. Very uplifting experience with this song, Life Music. Marco Polo created a track that feels like Saturday afternoon. Plush bells layered with auxiliary sounds. Drums are punchy. Open hi-hat utilized at the perfect moment. And the snare is fire. The mix is pristine, clean, ride cymbal, tom, kick. Attention to details, ladies and gentlemen. I love the fact when he programs too, it feels as though a live drum is playing. You got joints like Jordan Theory where the song is so well written. And it's kind of like a metaphor for individuals who can't get ahead because our primary focus has been on previous denials in life, right? We've been told no for so long that when we eventually grow up, we still harbor those feelings attached to the rejection, which leads to us not being able to obtain financial independence, wholeness, or freedom because we're stuck in the world of consumerism. Yes, I know that it sounds deep, but yes, that's the type of content he's speaking on and touching on or creating. That's why I be saying MCs out here, it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. It's got to be willing to meet that challenge. I'm happy for Masta Eeze. He's a Brooklyn legend that's doing things his way. And like listening to his music is almost like, an analogy would be, anybody remember Mark Price from the Cleveland Cavaliers or later on the Golden State Warriors? When he played, no matter how aggressive the defender was, he was always within himself. It was hard to speed him up. And that's what I get when I listen or experience Masta Eeze music. He's not in a rush. He's led by the music. No matter how hard you try or the outside forces, what's popular, what's not, he remains within himself and creates the music that he wants. And that's why he has so many fire albums, man. So salute to Masta Eeze, Marco Polo, Richmond Hill. Check it out, man. Support good music. Let me know in the comment section, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite verse? What's your favorite piece of production produced by Marco Polo? And overall, what you think about Richmond Hill? It's your man Eeze, the Eeze Experience. I appreciate all of y'all out there. Go get your G.
Hey, yo, Eeze.